What's good? What's cracking? What's cooking, everybody? We're back. It's Dylan and Ross Say Sports. Dylan Sanders at Dilly Sanders on Twitter, at Ross Jackson Nola for Ross Jackson. That's me on Twitter. We appreciate you very much for being here with us and joining us for another episode through Full Press Coverage and, of course, Full Press Radio Network. Over on the audio side, we're getting to you a little late. Your boy just got back from getting vaccine dose.
Oh, let's go.
Vaccine dose, baby.
Let's go.
I love it. In 2 weeks, I'm going to run outside, probably still with the mask on, and be very careful and take care of myself and the people around me. That's probably exactly what I'm going to do.
Well, that's what you should do, Ross.
Yeah, that's the right thing.
Go
ahead.
I would say, let's hope that your second dose goes a lot smoother than mine.
I
didn't get a sticker.
I got a sticker.
Okay, Ross, do you have a good immune system?
I don't know how to know that.
Do you get sick
I'm
a
not
lot?
often sick.
You do not get sick a lot.
I do not often get sick.
That usually means you have a good immune system, Ross. And the better the immune system, the worse the side effects are.
Awesome. Excellent. That's what I want to hear.
So, Ross, gonna let you know right now, don't expect to do much tomorrow.
And of course, tomorrow is like stacked. Like I have so
You're
much
gonna
going
be
on
miserable.
I'm gonna just take a sick day. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just take a sick day.
What you should do
at one of the jobs at least, and then do it that
We'll
way.
still be here, and you'll be.
We'll
dying.
be here. I'll be here, falling apart to pieces. I'll be here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
So I got it about 1:15 p.m.
Uh-huh.
Should I expect to be able to go to sleep tonight, or is this going to kick in before I even go to bed tonight?
Your arm is gonna start hurting soon.
Oh, I don't want my arm to hurt. Come on.
And then you're gonna start to feel it about whenever you go to bed. I started getting like fever dreams that night, Ross.
Oh yeah.
My fever got up to like 102.
I'm gonna keep a little notepad next to my bed so I can write about my dreams.
I had the first night was crazy. I had about like 6 different dreams because I kept waking up, but it would be like 15 minutes had passed, but I had felt like I had like an 8-hour dream.
That sounds like a wonderful night of rest.
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't, Ross.
Oh man, my goodness. Dylan, we have a ton to talk about today.
Yes.
And only a little bit of time to do it. So how about we do this? What if we go ahead real quick, let the ads get in here, and then we just close out the show?
Yeah.
Why don't we do that? And then the folks that are here with us on video can hang out. On the audio side, though, we'll get started here in just a moment after these messages. So those are rolling.
All right,
we have so much to talk about today, though.
Yes. We have a lot to talk about. Important, Ross. We're only going to be able to get to one of these 2 videos.
Okay.
Pick an A or a B.
B.
Yes. All right. I'll show you A right now if you haven't seen it. Because on B we're gonna have to talk about it. Because these are my 2 performances of the day. I needed to pick one. Watch this. This is Bad Bunny at WrestleMania.
What?
This is Bad Bunny, musical artist Bad Bunny.
That's so dope.
Right? He took it seriously.
He's got good form on everything. Like,
yeah,
that's great.
It's really that's like crazy.
Yeah.
Boom. That's one of my favorite moves of all time.
Yeah.
The Canadian Destroyer.
That's great.
So I wanted to at least give Bad Bunny a shout out in some form.
Shout out Bad Bunny. I love it.
But the other thing, Ross, is something you might have seen, but it's something that's only been done 3 times before.
Oh.
And it is now being accomplished by an 18-year-old athlete.
I love it. It's a good tease. It's a very good tease. I'm looking forward to that. We'll also talk a little bit about, we have to talk about what happened at USC, which is my performance of the day, because we didn't get to talk about it last week. So we have to talk about that. we have to talk about
what happened at USC.
USC. We have to talk about the homeless guy that worked his way onto the USC practice field and started fielding punts during spring practice.
Yes.
We have to talk about that and the entire situation that goes around that. We also have to talk a bit about the Masters. We got our first ever Japanese winner of a major, and it was the Masters, which is super dope. So we'll talk about that. Every Minnesota team is postponing games today for a very important reason.
Brenda Song and Macaulay Culkin had their first kid.
That's crazy. Macaulay Culkin had a kid, meaning that Macaulay Culkin is no longer a kid.
Yes.
And hasn't been a kid for a long time, much
But
longer
also,
than I
Ross,
care to admit.
it's also Brenda Song.
True.
Do you not know who Brenda Song is? Does that name not ring a bell? Is it Brenda Song? London Tipton from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Ross? She's from my era of Disney.
That's your era of Disney, yeah.
She was in Social Network for like half a second.
Cool.
Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, Ross? Are you kidding me?
No,
she was in a couple of episodes of New Girl.
All right. That I would know. All right, here we go.
Nope.
All right, everybody. We are back. Dylan and Ross Save Sports, getting ready to kick through this half-hour episode today to get you updated on everything going on in the sports world. Dylan showed me one video during the break. Shout out to Bad Bunny for a great performance hitting the wrestling ring. But now we have a part B or a video B that I need to see, right?
Yes, but it's also great because of the commentary we get with it.
Love it.
And Ross, so to set the stage, this is at a professional bowling event.
Okay.
And this is an 18-year-old professional bowler.
Give me some oxygen and water.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my.
Again, the look back. So
that's what I mean. I don't know why I re-racked.
That is an 18-year-old?
Yes.
Right through the face, leaving the 710.
Most certainly
the 710
not.
Only been made on television 3 times in the history.
710 split.
Bowling.
Only been completed 3 times on television.
Yes.
710, Randy. He did it. Woo-hoo-hoo! My goodness, the Ginger Assassin just dropped the 710. You bet, kid. You bet.
That's awesome.
Oh man. Give me some oxygen and water to spare the game. Guaranteed rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Guaranteed rate. Believe you will. I believe the Ginger Assassin can drop the 710. Oh man.
That's so great. He was so hype. I love
Ross,
how hype bowling commentators can get, man.
Again, Ross, that was a feat only done on television 3 times before, ever.
Wow.
It's all complete luck, by the way, getting a 710 split.
Yeah, there's very little strategy to getting that done, right?
Yeah, it's just you hit the one pin as hard as possible and just hope it flies somewhere.
Hope it all works out for the best.
I watched like a 10-minute video about it after that. So it's like, how do you get a 710 split? And it's just all luck.
That's so good. I love it. The Ginger Assassin.
The Ginger Assassin. I think that's my favorite part of the video is him getting called the Ginger Assassin. A professional bowler with the nickname Ginger Assassin.
That's so dope.
Some might say Nico Mannion also the Ginger Assassin of the Golden State Warriors. They'd be wrong. Some might say it.
It might be said, but not the best. All right, so let's get to another story here. That was your performance of the day. My performance of the day is this guy, because there's no name for this guy. But basically, there was a guy who was a homeless man in Los Angeles, and he infiltrated the USC Trojans football practice. Now, this actually happened last week, but we had a bit of a sporadic week last week because I was on the road. Dylan was busy. There was a lot of things happening. But basically, the story goes that and this came from Inside USC Scott Wolf, by the way, was that this man infiltrated Trojans practice. It was last Thursday, going so far as to catch punts with the special teams unit during the game. During the practice. I'm going to guess that's what outed him as not a football recruit. But this guy he ate in the dining hall. He slept in a suite, and he shared a jacuzzi with players. All before they realized that he was not actually a part of the whole thing.
And Ross, you want to know my favorite part about this story?
What's that?
Is that he also did it to the soccer team.
I did not know that.
We had a previous issue with him at the soccer field, so we knew who he was, but he had never done something this crazy like this before.
That's so wild. Wow. Yeah. So he was identified by a football staffer, and then he was detained by security once security was called. Wow, that's really incredible. So, like, here's the thing, right? It's like 95 people. And, they're all walking in groups of, 20, 30, whatever. You sneak in with them. You go to the equipment guy and say, hey, I forgot my jersey. Can you give me a practice jersey? And then they'll just throw you a practice jersey and everything. Like, this is not as far-fetched as it sounds. And I think there are a lot of people that, are like upset about USC security and all of this, which I would be upset with them in terms of the suite. Like, sleeping in the suite, that's a huge thing. Mm-hmm. But like, actually, like, infiltrating for a little bit, like, is not that wild to me, because they don't know all these people. It's spring practice. There's new faces showing up. So even the players aren't familiar with the other players and things like that. But this is just incredible.
The comments on the Reddit thread are great. Are we sure this wasn't OJ Simpson?
Oh no. And the thing about this too is that, like, Pete Carroll used to do this when he was at USC. Like, he would have, like, Will Ferrell show up, get into a uniform, put a helmet on, and go out and field punts. Or Snoop Dogg did it too. Like, he did this all the time. And
maybe it was Snoop Dogg.
Maybe Snoop Dogg did it. But can we just talk about how smart this guy was to an extent, right? To at least say, I'm going to go with the special teams guys. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go do anything. I'm not going to take handoffs. I'm not going to go be a quarterback. I'm not going to go run routes or anything like that. I'm going to go field punts. And he was smart enough to at least give himself a chance, right? Because you don't want to be a long snapper unless you look like a long snapper. Like, you can tell when somebody's not a long snapper. That's easy, right? That's an offensive lineman, essentially. But you're not going to be able to pull off faking being a punter. You can't fake punt, right? Mm-hmm. You're either able to punt or you're not. And so he at least gave himself the best chance, which was, all I got to do is get under this ball and hopefully catch it. That's all I got to do.
Some guy did this at U of M and actually played a full season at quarterback. No one noticed. That man, Shea Patterson.
Yikes. I knew exactly where that was going. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, great story. And I feel okay having a good laugh at this because, like, everyone's fine. Like, nobody hurt anybody or anything like that. Like, this is just a fun story at this point.
Showed more initiative in a USC uniform than Clay Helton has his entire career.
There's actually a joke. There's actually a joke here in LA that people are making that UCLA is going to go recruit this guy now, because UCLA is going to be like, you showed good effort, and so I'm gonna come through on this. Another big story, an actual big story, and probably who really should be the performance of the day. Hideki Matsuyama, who won the Masters. First ever Japanese golfer to win a major, and let alone it is the Masters. And so he walked away with a bunch of money from this $11.5 million purse on this tournament. He came out minus 10 or 10 under par, and he ends up winning the thing. Can I tell you what was my favorite / least favorite part of this?
Yes.
The interview at the end, where I think it was Jim Nantz was doing the interview, asked him, like, how much does this mean to win and be the first Japanese person, like first Japanese golfer to win a major, let alone the Masters. And Matsuyama went through sort of like a 30-second long answer, and his translator basically just said, it was good. Or it feels good. Like a really, really basic answer, even though Matsuyama did a whole, like, this is why this is important to me. He spoke about like how proud he was of it, how he's going to work harder and continue to work harder and all these other things. Like, he had a really great like bit of information in there and like really like shared something there. But the translator just said, it feels good, or something along those lines.
So, Mage, my favorite thing of it is him walking through the airport.
Yes,
with the jacket just like over his arm, flying business class.
He is an incredibly humble guy, and you definitely saw that during the interview and after the tournament. But shout out, congratulations.
No, it had to be humble if all he said was, "Oh, it was good."
Yeah, right. Feels good. Yeah. Either he's really humble or he's extremely cocky.
Yes.
Feels good, I guess.
Ross.
NBD. Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing, I think, again, this comes into play with, it's not really translators, but like people getting things wrong, was probably the fan, the Braves fan yelling at Bryce Harper,
"Oh,
you'll never be better than Acuna," like 3 times. And then all Bryce Harper does is like, it's pronounced Acuna. And he's like, you put the tilde over the
There's a tilde on that. Acuna.
That's all he was saying back
that
to
was
him.
So good. And then the catcher,
JT Realmuto,
laughing, loving it.
Yeah.
Loving it.
That's great. We've gotten some good stuff from the baseball season so far.
We have. On another note in the baseball season, and this goes outside of just baseball as well, but the Minnesota Twins and Boston Red Sox game has been postponed following yet another police shooting and murder of a young black man. Dante Wright is his name. Which happened Sunday, and now they postponed the game. And the the Twins GM releasing a statement basically saying that it felt insignificant to play baseball in the wake of everything that was going on, all the circumstances that surround that situation. And then since then, have the Minnesota Wild and Minnesota Timberwolves both suspended or postponed their games as well, essentially sending their, thoughts and prayers and everything to the Wright family. But what a wild situation we find ourselves in here yet again. Because remember, it wasn't too long ago that it was on this show that we did an hour-long episode full just talking about the protests by the Milwaukee Bucks, right? And then now here we are again, less than a year later, still in the middle of a pandemic, to where this conversation continues to resurface.
Absurd that it's still even just a thing that's happening.
Yeah. So, but shout out to these organizations for making good choices and saying, look, there's something much bigger than sports happening right now, and we're not trying to distract from that. So they postponed, at least for the day, for these games. And we'll see how it continues to roll on. But I highly encourage reading the statement from the Minnesota Twins. I believe it was from their GM who did the statement and everything, and go and check that out. But yeah, wild. And obviously, like, moving on from that topic is just a part of what we have to do, as opposed to like lingering on it and things like that. It's part of what I have to do for my own mental health as well. So we'll move on from that topic, but I wanted to bring awareness to it and push everybody to go and check out the statement and be aware of what's going on. Outside of all those things, we have, more NFL stuff, of course, that's going on and everything, with the draft being right around the corner. How excited are you that we are 17 days away from the NFL draft?
Oh, it feels fake. It feels.
That's not what I expected, but I 1,000% understand what you're saying.
like it doesn't feel like it's only 2 weeks away, Ross.
Right.
Well, it's just because it's one of those things that you look forward to it. The closer you get to it, the further it feels away.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for this.
Mm-hmm.
I love the draft so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is it's just a blast. I can't wait. That's it. That's all I really can say.
Yeah.
Is that I'm excited for it.
There's a lot of good stuff that is going to come from all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm so excited for this draft.
Mm-hmm. Man, what do you think? When do you think we see the first big shocker that everybody goes, whoa, whoa, at pick 4? And what is the shock?
I think the shock would be if the Atlanta Falcons trade back.
The Raiders trade up to draft Greg Rousseau.
I think that would probably be the biggest thing. Maybe even pick 5 too. Like, let's say that for whatever reason Atlanta doesn't draft Kyle Pitts, then 5 could be a spot. 7 could be a spot with the Detroit Lions.
That's whenever they take Jalen Waddle as opposed to Devonta Smith.
Woof. I think that, but I think 4 is the earliest potential, right? Like we've mentioned before that like 4 is the pivot point at like where the draft could go any direction from that point forward.
I think truly, as much as it's getting talked about, if the 49ers really do take Mac Jones at 3, that's crazy.
That's true too. Yeah, that would be a big thing. That would be a big disappointment.
Or whenever the Saints trade up to 5 for Trey Lance or Justin Fields, whenever that happens.
Oh man, could you imagine how much it would take to trade up from 28 to inside 5?
Whatever the amount is, worth it, Ross. If you're getting Justin Fields,
if you're getting Justin Fields, it's worth it. I'm down.
Draft position doesn't matter. We'll get good players in the second round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these future drafts. Yeah. Why not? It's but like in the draft conversation, Ross, it always surprises it always surprises me how much fans think that A, their players, and B, their favorite draft prospects are actually valued.
It's always the thing, right? Like everyone's favorite draft prospects are all pros right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then once their favorite teams make their selections, their entire draft class are all pros.
Yeah.
Until they don't or do hit the field.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's also the very large portion or population of those players that don't hit the football field.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So yeah,
I'm still waiting for Al-Qadim Muhammad to stick with the Saints. You know what I'm saying?
You mean to go back? Go back?
Yeah.
He's still getting work though. He just got another contract.
Yeah, good for him. I liked him a lot. A lot whenever the Saints drafted him.
The Saints 2017 draft class this year is making $52 million combined. And that is with Alvin Kamara only on a $5 million price tag this year.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He goes up to 14 next year.
Oh,
so. What's up?
Cincinnati Bengals making a reunion happen, and have signed Thaddeus Moss.
There you go, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow gets at least one LSU pass catcher back.
You know what that means, Ross?
Sewell at 5?
Means Jamar Chase at 5. You know what I'm saying?
They're just going to give him his entire 2019
trade for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Trade. into the bottom of the first for Terrace Marshall.
I love it. Go grab Lloyd Cushenberry from Denver.
Sadiq
Just
Charles.
go pick it. Yeah, just go pick up everybody. Sign Cyril Grayson. Like, I don't know. They didn't even play together. But anyway, just bring in the entire 2000.
Draft Racy McMath at the bottom of the bottom of the draft.
That's hilarious. Oh, that's so good.
Oh man, it's awesome.
That's one way to
hit the field.
That's one way to make him happy, I guess, right? Like, we're just gonna give you all of your friends and no offensive line.
So it would be like the LSU the LSU 2019 team, where Joe Burrow was so good that the offensive line won an award for it. Joe Burrow made them look so good that they gave that offensive line an award, even though they did not deserve it. I got an interesting trending page. We got Carl Wendy Wu, Dora Milaje, T'Challa, and Thaddeus Moss.
Thaddeus Moss, famous
Moss trending with Gronk and Bucks.
Famous Wakanda University tight end Thaddeus Moss.
Yeah,
I love it.
Patriots cut Julian Edelman. That happened an hour ago. We'll see him eventually sign with Tampa Bay, without a doubt.
You think Julian Edelman goes to Tampa Bay? You think that happens?
Sorry, Slotty Miller.
I'll be really interested to see where he actually does end up.
Yeah. Oh man. What are you excited about tonight, Ross?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing, because I know I'm going to feel like crap very quickly.
You might feel nothing, Ross.
I'm terrified.
That's only going to make it worse.
Afraid, Dylan.
What I'm interested about, AJ Hinch, Ross, whistleblower in the whole Saints, in the whole Astros cheating scandal.
The Saints and that.
Have Saints cheating scandal on my mind because of Kevin James. But Astros manager, who has then since come out and said a bunch of stuff about the organization, now the manager of the Detroit Tigers, and the Detroit Tigers are playing in Houston tonight. So AJ Hinch making his return to Houston. Against all of his players.
Big stuff. Another big visit in the NFL also going on. Jadeveon Clowney set to do his second visit with the Browns on Wednesday, rather. So that'll be worth keeping an eye out on. Did you see the DeAndre Hopkins news?
No.
The Arizona Cardinals, I need to figure out where this came from, who gives out the award. But the Arizona Cardinals won an award for best sports transaction in their trade for DeAndre Hopkins.
Amazing.
I'm trying to see who does the award. So the award comes from MIT. MIT Sloan Alpha Award, which is the best sports transaction of the year, goes to the Arizona Cardinals. So this is not only the best move in the NFL. This is not only the best trade. This is the best transaction in all of sports in that certain season. And the DeAndre Hopkins trade wins. The Arizona Cardinals won that award. Let's be very clear. Houston does not get anything for that award. Only Arizona gets recognized for that award for the best sports transaction.
Giovanni Bernard signed by the Bucks.
Yes. More
James White 2.0.
Yeah, more guys that were very good 5 years ago signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But hey, it worked for them last year.
So
it worked for them last year.
Yeah. I am excited. Oh, Ross, you know what's happening in 3 days?
What's that?
Wnba Draft.
That's right. We do get the WNBA draft.
And Ari McDonald, future New York Liberty guard, will be drafted that night. I really, truly just want Ari McDonald to go somewhere with a dope jersey so that I can buy it. Right?
Yeah. I know how much you love the Liberty jerseys and shirts.
I like them all. I like all of the new jerseys. I don't think there was a single bad jersey. I'm gonna retweet it now, Ross. But there was a thread tweeted by Goldie on Sports the other day, a couple days ago. That was like, okay, yeah, it's come to my attention that many people want to get in the WNBA but don't know where to start beyond every single team having the coolest jerseys. So I'm here to start a thread with points about each team and which one you should and why you should cheer for each one. So it's a Twitter thread, and it goes through each WNBA team. Mm-hmm. He gives a list of reasons why that team's cool.
Great. Love that.
So I'm gonna go retweet that now. Everyone should go check it out. Find your WNBA team. Ross, give me a team. Give me a team. I'll read you off what's said about them.
Oh, let's start with the Liberty. I mean, I know reason number one.
Yeah, Sabrina Ionescu basically gets to debut all over again, which is going to be fun. Made so many good offseason moves, like picked up Whitcomb and Laney, and their seafoam green jerseys are dope.
That's awesome. Let's go with Chicago Sky.
Chicago Sky picked up Candace M.F. and Parker. Already had Quigley and Vandersloot, which is unfair. And then Diamond DeShields and Clea Cooper are some of the most fun players to watch, especially because she always bets on herself.
Love it. All right, give me the Las Vegas Aces.
All right, and this will be the last one we do off of this, so you can go read it yourself. Bill Laimbeer is hilarious. MVP Asia Wilson and De'Erica Marie's Twitter exchanges are the best things on my timeline forever, which is very true.
That's very true.
And then Liz Cambridge and Kelsey Plum are back this year. Plus, they got Chelsea Gray, Scary Hours.
Good stuff. Go check out the rest. I purposefully did not pick my favorite team.
Who's your favorite team?
Mine is Seattle Storm.
Super,
baby. I could go with Phoenix too, but not like.
You go with Atlanta, the Atlanta Dream.
I could, but I'm not. I do like the Atlanta Dream though.
You can go with the Dallas Wings, Ross, and we can have some beef.
No, I'm good. I'm all good there. Oh man. All right. Any other things we should hit before we wrap up today? I mean, we'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. for sure. 5 p.m. Eastern time as we continue on. I mean, I don't know how together I'll be, but
we'll see.
I'll try to be here.
Okay, Ross. Just as a guess, on a scale from 1 to 10, how good do you think this Kevin James, Sean Payton movie is going to be?
0. It's not going to be good. No one should see it.
Oh, I'm watching it night one.
It's like, I respect Sean Payton, obviously, and I love the story that they're telling, but you know how much I hate Kevin James.
Yes, Ross, but think of all of the amazing Saints Twitter memes we're about to get from this movie. And that alone makes it worth it. We're going to get so many good memes based from this movie. Who's going to play Roger Goodell?
Willem Dafoe. Easy.
I would love if they chilled out to get Willem Dafoe to play Roger Goodell.
Absolutely. That's easy.
Oh, man. Since I've started making tweets for Canal Street Chronicles, Ross, it's so easy to play the hits and know what everyone's gonna love. Today, I retweeted a picture of Roger Goodell and a clown saying I found the perfect casting. Immediately, everybody loved it. I made fun of the Falcons, and then
you did
screenshotted it whenever it was at 3 retweets and 28 likes, and then that also then got.
Oh man,
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, Ross. But glad to know that you are here, and safe, and you're not going to die. You're going to feel bad.
Not from COVID.
Yeah, no promises, but
man. All right. That'll wrap us up for today. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time here on Full Press Coverage, Full Press Radio Network. Dylan and Ross save sports for Dylan Sanders at Dilly Sanders on Twitter. I am Ross Jackson at Ross Jackson Nola. Dylan, always a pleasure, buddy. Glad to be here with you.